I hope you guys are ready for this interview because today we have a super mega quadruple. He's a beast, okay? He's been doing this for a while now and he's got a lot of success. So a little bit about his story, right? He is from Denmark. He used to be $20,000 in debt. He used to be a plumber and he used to live in his mom's basement. And from there, he's been able to have a successful online business, making over $20 million in, I think, 3 years. It's been an amazing journey. I've seen him grow so much, and it's unbelievable everything that he's been able to accomplish. So, without further ado, let's welcome Philip Johansen. How's it going, brother?
Oh man, thank you. That was amazing. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, we're excited to
Awesome.
have you here for a couple of reasons, me personally. First of all, it's a great opportunity for me to get to know you a little bit better. And that's always the favorite part for me of these podcast interviews, because obviously I've seen you. You're everywhere now. You have a big contingent of affiliates who are out there promoting your stuff. So your name is out there, but I haven't had a chance to talk with you before today. So I'm excited and looking forward to meeting you a little bit, Phil.
Yeah, I'm excited. Likewise, man. Likewise. Also, you, Andre. Right? We know each other back in the days when we started talking on Facebook, and we did the same program and so on. So it's fun to catch up again here. I'm
Yeah, that's
looking
what I'm
forward to
saying.
it.
Like it's unbelievable seeing how much you've grown. Like you say, we joined some programs in the past together. We shared some ideas. We got invited to talk, like do some trainings for another person that had his program, and that's how we connected, right? And then from there, I actually invested in your program as well, and it's just amazing, all the things that you have accomplished, man.
Thank you, man. I remember you were on the leaderboard with my program. You made a few high ticket sales with that.
Oh yeah, I made pretty good money with your program.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. So yeah, it's been easy,
Yeah.
and sometimes now that I live here in Dubai, right, that sometimes when you look over the private beach and the sky view and be like with a little glass of wine, and then we be like, wow, like 2.5 years ago, I used to look into a concrete wall in a basement, right, and
Yeah.
now we are living here, and sometimes you simply just have to pinch yourself. Right, be
Yeah,
like, what happened? What happened?
it's
Right,
pretty
like
amazing.
it
And I think
went so.
that's what we're going to dive into today is what happened, right? What happened? How did this all happen? So let's jump into it. Not from the very beginning, but let's talk about, the meteoric rise to success, because that's the beauty of the internet is sometimes it's hard to figure out in the beginning for a lot of people, including myself, which was a long time ago now. But, it's hard to figure out in the beginning. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of information which you think you need and you don't know if you need. You got to filter everything through and read between the lines in order to be successful. But the beauty is once you do figure it out, there is no limit to the growth rate, and you're proof of that, going to over $20 million so quickly. So take us back to that beginning. We know the story, Phil. We're going to try to peel it back a little bit. We know, you were the plumber, living in the basement, staring at the concrete wall not too long ago, and now you're here living in Dubai. What did that beginning stage look like for you? What was the first thing you tried? What was the first thing that caught your attention? And what sort of struggles did you run into in the very beginning?
Are you referring to like any other online business model? The
Yeah,
first
well,
one
where
I
did it
did,
all
is that what
begin?
you read?
Where did it all begin? What was the first thing you wanted to try? What was the first way you thought, I'm going to go out and make some money and dig myself out of this hole?
Yeah, so back then when I was a plumber, I was listening to all of these motivation videos on YouTube, like everybody were doing, right? And I was following everybody on Instagram, right? And then I saw on one of these motivation pages, where they put all of these quotes here and stuff like that. There was this 18-year-old, right, that had a Lamborghini Hurricane, and was like, I can't even afford a BMW 4 Series. How can he get a freaking Lamborghini? And then he was selling like a Shopify, build a e-com store and run Facebook ads to it and sell some eyelashes you found in China or whatever it was. Something that was where I started the first time, right? And when you have no clue what you're doing when you start, no clue. Like nothing about anything, like at all, right? And then drop shipping is difficult because you need to understand copywriting and marketing, right? What makes people buy, right? And that is very difficult for a beginner to understand, right? You need to build the websites, and you need to structure ads that actually converts. And if you have no clue or no experience in marketing, it's probably not going to work for you. And I actually tried that for a long time. I tried that. I think I spent it I invested 4K into a mentor, that 18-year-old guy, right? And then I spent another $2,000 on Facebook ads, and then I made a sale. Remember, I made a sale, right? I made a sale, and then the Facebook ad account got shut down, right? And I was like, I just had it. I just had it right there, I thought, right? Then I reached out to the mentor, and then the mentor told me, I can unlock it for you. It will cost you $800. I was like, are you kidding me, man? I just spent 4,000 on you and 2,000 on ads, and now you want me to spend another $800? I don't have that kind of money, man. Right? So then I went away from dropshipping at that point, because I asked him, what is the guarantee if the ad account is going to get shut down again? And he said, there's no guarantee. So you're telling me if I run an ad again, it can shut down again tomorrow, and I have to pay another $800? Yes. Yeah, I'm out of here, man.
Right. That's not the game for me. And that's what people don't realize about drop shipping before they start drop shipping is it seems easy. Don't sell, don't create products, just don't host them, don't warehouse them, just sell them and collect as a middleman. But that's the thing. To do it successfully, you have to run ads. So it's not anywhere near risk-free, because during the learning phase, you're investing in courses, but you're also spending money. And it's a quick way to lose a significant amount of money fast, because you don't know what you're doing in the beginning. So from there, well, just a quick side note, that 18-year-old who was it Hayden or not, or was it somebody different?
No, he was called something ecom something. But
okay, I was just curious because I used to be back in that space in 2016 as an educator and affiliate marketer for Shopify, so I know of a lot of those people. And I was just curious when you said 18-year-old with a Lamborghini. But anyways, drop shipping, you're out. Where do we go from there?
Then we went into Amazon FBA. I remember. Then we went into Amazon FBA, and then I bought a course for that was not that expensive, $497 or something like that. It was it was not like a mentorship program. It was just a course, right? And then he told me that I should find a winning product. So I searched at Amazon and found a winning product, and so on. I thought, right? And then I had to buy for $3,500 in inventory on that product. And then I was like, okay, I don't even know it's going to sell or not, right? So I did that, right? And I bought these, remember I bought these, what is it called? Those things you ride in the pool that have different colors where you can kind of sit on them and stuff like that.
Those floaties,
right?
Floaties.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? Floaties? Yeah, that's so. What I bought. That's what I bought, and I listed them, and I made no money. So they are still in Amazon warehouse for $3,500 somewhere in the world. And that went pretty quick, where I realized, okay, this is not happening. This is not happening. And then I tried YouTube automation. And I was doing, I'm telling you, man, I've done pretty much everything. Right? I did funny dog videos. I made a channel with that. Funny dog videos. Like, who could imagine?
It's so funny because your journey, it mirrors so many people's journeys, with the drop shipping and the Amazon FBA and then YouTube automation. It's like your story is uncommon, but it also has common elements that many people can relate to, especially if you've been in this game trying for many years. So you got to the dog videos, probably hiring a team or creating B-roll videos to try to get some YouTube monetization, right?
Man, I did everything to try to make that work. I even got my mom to create 25 Gmail accounts in her work computer And then she opened all of the Gmail accounts and watched all of my videos on her work computer. So there was just tabs. So now her work, they banned YouTube because of
That's funny. Just to the algorithm.
Exactly. I just wanted to get views, and then it was just playing on my mom's computer at work in the background because then it counted as a view, I thought. But man, I got like 22 views or something like that. And I was like hammering out. I had 2 channels. I was hammering out videos like a goddamn madman, right? And like, and I just see it. I got like 18 subscribers or something like that. Right? It was like this is gonna be years. Right? This is too slow, right? Too slow. And I was even when before I went to work, I did the same as my mom. I opened 25 Gmail accounts and opened all of them and made them play on repeat. And then I went to work, right? So, but it was not working. It was not picking up. It was like, that is a super, super, super slow way to make passive income.
Yeah.
Like YouTube automation will take you over a year to make $8 a day or something like that. And then you have spent it. Then you have to, when you start to build a team, if you want to make it passive, then they have to create 2 videos every single week. That will cost you like, I don't know, $500 a week if you want to make it super professional, right? And then you have to invest like $500 a week for a year until you start to make a little bit passive income back again, right? So when I did that calculation in my head, I was like, it's not going to work.
Right.
It's not going to work for me because I don't have that capital to invest that amount of money. And I was literally sitting like when I got home from work I went to bed making funny dog compilation
Videos. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I spent 6 hours a day on that shit. Excuse my language.
Right.
Got me
No,
nowhere.
and that's what you find out a lot of times when you do go these routes. Like, oh, I don't want to do this, so I'm going to do the easy thing. Is that you end up spending so much time to a point where you're making like $3 an hour if you're lucky. Because I went through that with my blogging phase. Yeah, some blogs ended up making some money, but when I calculate the amount of time I put into it, it's literally like $9 an hour for a year, and it's just not worth it.
Exactly.
So you go through these things that we all go through. At least every successful person that I've ever spoken to has these stories of setting up their camera in their room and stacking pillows behind them to deaden the sound because their walls are concrete or whatever, and running a webinar to 0 followers, right? 0 people attend your webinar and you still run the damn thing live so you can get the replay to email to your 4 subscribers. So we've all been through that stuff. So it's amazing to hear. But then eventually something clicks. So what was it for you? What was the first real light of at the end of the tunnel? Like, oh my gosh, this is starting to work.
Yeah, then I was super frustrated after I lost around $20,000 on this journey here, right? And I had to sell my car and my house, and I had to move into the basement apartment, right? And then I was sitting there on the car. The only thing I had was a bed, a computer, and an internet connection. That's it. That was the only things I had. I had no more. I had sold my clothes. I have sold my shoes. I have sold my designer belts to afford all of these things. So I pretty much had nothing. I had a 16-year-old computer. That was pretty much it. And I remember I was sitting there on the corner of the bed down in the basement, and I was looking around, and I was like, I'm 27 years old. I'm living in a goddamn basement. I'm $20,000 in debt. I have nothing to my name. If my mom and dad sees me right now, they would be embarrassed, like literally embarrassed of what I have done with my life because I have done nothing. Nothing. So you can either sit there and blame everybody else, right? You can sit there and blame everybody else, or that's the guru, or he told me that, and that's this fault, or it's my teacher's fault, or then you can take full responsibility. It's my fault. I got me in $20,000 in debt. I bought these courses. I was too hopeful. I didn't put in the work. And the moment, then I decided to take full responsibility. And then I said, okay, I need to try one more time. This time, I'm going to give it all I got. Because looking back, I was only kind of half-assing it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted to make the passive income. I kind of wanted to get out of my 9 to 5. I kind of wanted to be a millionaire. That could be a nice thing to be, right? But now I fucking wanted it. And now it was whatever it took. So I saw this ad on YouTube with a guy that told me that you could sell other people's digital products and make a big fat commission from it, right? And you could use social media to do it. That is free, and it costed $1,500. I didn't have $1,500, so I went to my mom. Mom, I got it now. This time, I got it. That was after failing for 2 years. I told her for 2 years, YouTube automation, Mom, it's gonna work. Amazon FBA, and that's gonna work, Mom, every time, right? Then I told her again, but this time I had to lend money from her. And she was like, Philip, I'm not sure it's going to work and stuff like that. Mom, if you lend me this money here, I will pay you back 100 times. I can guarantee you that this shit is going to work. This time it's going to work. I'm going to give it all I got. So she agreed. Right? She lended me $1,500. So I went and bought this mentor here. And he taught me in the beginning how to use Facebook and YouTube with other people's programs. And I was like, fuck. The one thing I said when I started this online journey here, I will never show my face online. I was like, that's the thing. That's the last thing I'm ever gonna do. I'm never gonna show my face online. And then he told me in this mentorship, in a live call, Philip, you have to do it. If you want to make money, you have to do it. And then he asked me, how bad do you want it? I would do whatever it takes to make it work. Then you have to do it. Fuck. Okay. And back then, my accent was way worse than it is now. Like way worse. It was super thick, right? So that was sounded like a broken Arnold Schwarzenegger back then, right? That's for sure. So anyways, I sucked it up, and that is super scary to make a 10-minute long video in the beginning. When the first time you go on camera, you have to sit and talk about something you have no idea about, right? When you just started.
Yeah, I always say that I looked like a hostage the first time I went on YouTube. Like literally. Like this. But you did it.
Hey, the cool thing is that you didn't give up, you know, you started trying new things, you know, something didn't work, but you moved to the next thing and then you try to make it work. If it didn't work again, you try something else. You get me? So you kept going. And that's the thing. You can't give up. If you give up, then that's when you don't accomplish anything. And that's cool. The cool thing about you, that you kept trying because you knew that something was going to click, and eventually it did click. So when you were learning affiliate marketing, right? What struggles did you find in the beginning? You talk about not being in camera. That's the first struggle. Like what other things? What about like building websites? Creating the content, how to talk to people, how to make a sale, you know, those things are also hard to learn in the beginning as a beginner, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure. But the way I got taught affiliate marketing in the beginning was Warrior Plus. Do you know that? That's like an affiliate network.
Yeah, and like a marketplace.
Exactly. And then there was Munch Eye. Do you know that? Like the things that is going to get launched. So hype around the product. Right, there was hype around it, so people were putting it in emails and people were searching about it online. So I kind of hijacked some of the traffic from that, if that makes sense, because people were already searching.
Launch jacking, I think, is what I've heard it been called.
Exactly, man. Launch jacking. That's where I started, right? And then I made some bonuses around the product, and I made a review video. And when you make a review video about it, you actually go into the product and you figure out, okay, what does it actually do? What benefit does it even have? Okay, this is something that I maybe could use even, right? And then I just started to make honest reviews, right? You know, be like, yeah, this thing here is shit. This is worthless, but this thing over here is very good, right? And then I just went my honest opinion about it, and people started buying from me because of that. Right, I was just this plumber from Denmark that just doing weird ass review videos, right? And people liked me for my honesty, and then they bought from me. And within 30 days, I made $9,300 selling other people's programs. And within 6 months, I made $233,000 and became the top 1% affiliate in Warrior Plus in a very, very short period of time. So, the thing you said, Andre, when it's you just have to try, and maybe the first vehicle you try doesn't work, but the plan is to go from A to B, right? You have a goal to go to B. It doesn't matter how you get to B, just that you fucking get to B, right? That's what matters. If you have to go like this, then that be it, right? And if you have to try 800 times to get to B, then you try 800 times, right? The moment you quit, right, that's where you fail. When you quit on yourself, you quit on the people around you, and you quit on your dreams, right? You quit on life. Imagine if I quitted after 2 years and I never tried affiliate marketing. I would probably be dead, because I was in all of the steroids and cocaine and shit like that in the wrong environment back in Denmark, right? If I didn't make it, I would probably not be around anymore, right? Because then I will be frustrated and I would constantly walk around angry and be like, this is not the life I want, right? So I'd rather know that I gave it my all. And if I had to fail for 12 years or 20, then so be it. But then I know when I die, I at least fucking gave it all I got. So they can't take that away from me, right? Hope is a very, very strong thing. Without hope, you have nothing, right? One day you hope this is gonna work for me, right? That's what keeps you going. That's the hope, right? And imagine when you quit, it's gone.
Right.
There's no more hope, right?
Yeah, and anyone who's been successful has gone through that. And let me ask you a question. You think about your period of struggles, and you said you didn't care if it was going to take 2 months, 12 years, the rest of your life. You were just going to continue to hope and go forward. When you finally got to the point when you felt like you made it or you figured it out, did you care how long you struggled, or were you just glad that you finally broke through?
It was all worth it. The struggles, the pains, the frustrations made me to who I am today. Without it, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Because as you say, I have a strong story to tell, right? My story have gotten me like no one trust, because I'm like everybody else out there. I'm no one special. I'm the same frustrations, the same journey. The thing is, I just tried one more time, right? I just tried one more time, and I gave it all I got, right? I gave it everything I got to make it work. So for people listening out there, like if you have been trying this for a year or 2 years and you're about to give up, don't do it. Just tell yourself, just try one more day. I'm going to try one more day. And then the next day, I'm going to try one more time.
Yeah, I recently heard a quote that said, a winner is just a loser that tried one more time. You get me? So that's exactly what it is. You get me? You just got to keep going and keep going. So you became successful as an affiliate marketer. And from there, you probably joined the programs out there, you tried something else, and then you decided to create your own program. So what was that transition from just an affiliate marketer where you just promote other people's products to actually becoming the face of a program?
So when I did Facebook and YouTube with a launch jacking and stuff like that, right? Then funny enough, then I saw you guys on TikTok be like, holy shit, you guys make a lot of money. TikTok, what the fuck is going on over here? right? And then I was following all like Camilla Markson as well, and all of those, right? I was following every one of you, and I was like, how do you make all of this money? And then I saw you promoted, the program, right? And I was like, I'm gonna be an affiliate for that too, right? That's where the money is. I'm gonna do that too, right? Then I went on and become affiliate for that, and then I tried to do my own thing on TikTok and Instagram. I tried to be 100% unique. I wanted to create my 100% unique content and tell my thing. I want to create the new trend for my basement apartment, right? I was like, I'm going to take on the world here, right? I remember I made no leads and sales for 6 months on TikTok or Instagram because of that. I made no money from it at all. It didn't work. And then I was like, okay, then I invested in a guy that that was into this Instagram Reels, and I invested in this coaching. And then he said, you know what, your content is shit. Okay, thank you. Honesty, right? Honesty, right? Okay, thank you. Then he said, you find 4 or 5 people that are completely crushing it with exactly what you want to do, and then you just model the living shit out of it. You take whatever content they're doing. If they do something, if they shoot it like this, if they use this audio, if they dance or if they jump or if they sit at the computer or if there is a microphone in front of them, you do the exact same thing. Do the exact same thing. And then I did that. And then the whole thing just exploded. Right? I just modeled what was already proven to work. And then I started to make like a lot of money every month. Right? I made back then 30K. That was a lot of money in a month, right? I was like, holy moly, this is a lot of money, right? And then people started to reach out to me at that point because they saw that it's kind of went like this out of nowhere, right? And because I was getting so much attention already there, attention equals money, right? The more attention you can get, the more money you make. That's simple, right? Then people started to reach out to me. Say, Philip, do you have coaching? Do you have mentorship? No, I don't. What do you charge for an hour? $200. And then it just started there, Then people started to get buy from me. They sent me money from PayPal and my Stripe account back then. And then I went on coaching calls and they got my messenger on Facebook and so on. And then I was like, okay, I can actually teach people how to do this now. I'm the top 1%. I'm actually making a lot of money. I can teach people to do this. And instead of making 50%, how can I keep 100% of the sale, right? Now we are talking. And then I invested $15,000 into a mentor that taught me how to do webinars and how to structure a membership site, right? With live calls and so on. And then it actually went from there. And then it actually went. The mistake in the beginning, I didn't believe my offer would sell. So I didn't create an affiliate program for it in the beginning. The very first program I created, I was like, I had no confidence in myself that it's actually going to work and other people can actually make money from it, right? And that was a huge mistake, right? Then I upgraded the program to the 7-figure when I did that, right? And then I created my affiliate program to it. And that was like selling like crazy. And that's where, like, do you know this? I like to say success is like a snowball, right? There is this big mountain, right? You start all the way down here. You have to climb this big mountain here. And you start with a little bit of snowball, right? And on this mountain, there's snow on it. So you push this snowball up the mountain, right? It's get heavier and heavier. You are working harder. You get no results. You keep pushing. And then just before it tips over the mountain top, people let go of it. Be like, fuck it, it's too hard. I'm out. And guess what? Then they start Amazon FBA. Then they have to make a new snowball and start all the way from the bottom again. But if you keep going, right, push through all of the frustrations, all of the pain, and the moment it tips over the top, then it just rolls, and the snowball just gets bigger and bigger, and it rolls faster and faster. And at some point, you have to run after it just to keep up. And that's what happened with the 7-figure. We went from we did 50K a month, and then it went to 100K. And then next month, 300K. Next month, 700K. Next month, 1.1 million in a month. Next month again, 1.6 million. It went and now I have a team of 60 people working for me, right? Building funnels for people. I have amazing coaches and support team, and you name it, right? But it didn't happen working 1 or 2 hours a day. Let me tell you that. I've been sitting in front of my computer for the last 1.5 years and just working, right? And then you see my highlights on Instagram. Yeah, it's story highlights, right? You don't see, if I have to take a picture every 1 hour, I would sit here and talk to people on Zooms, right? Or because that's literally what I do. I work all the time, but I also have a result. Many people be like, how is that even possible? Hard work, consistency. And the golden rule is show up regardless of how you feel. You just have to show up, right? Especially on social media, especially in the attention economy, right? If you don't get their attention, if you disappear for a week because you're tired or want to go to a holiday, guess what? They forget about you and find somebody else they want to buy from. Right?
That's exactly
I haven't
right.
had a vacation for 2.5 years.
And like you said, you have the results that many people to aspire to. And I'm not talking about just the beginner either. You have results that folks like me, who's done very well over the last 8 years, would be like, man, what if I did that? You know what I mean? But it all started with someone PayPaling you $200. And I think that's another part of the journey that often frustrates people is they work, and they make a $200 commission and they think, well, that was it. I put in all this work for that. But no, you put in all that work for that $200, then the $1,000, then the $100,000, then the 1.1 million. That's just the snowball starting to roll. So you got to keep going. You got to keep showing up. So your program has this success. You're selling it. Affiliates are selling it. Things are wrapping up. Why would someone buy your program? What did you take from your struggles and your learning of what works and what doesn't work and bake that into your program? What is different about it from your words?
So the difference is me. I know that sounds like I don't think I've missed a single live call. I said, we're going to do it. We normally have it on Wednesday. If I did, we have it Thursday. I never robbed them from a live call. And I even stay for 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes, even while they only paid for 1 hour a week. I over-deliver, show up in the community every day, show up, right? I help them. I even sit down and reply people in the community, right? Answer their questions, even have team members to do it as well, or coaches. I do it, right? I do it. And what I have learned through the past, one of the biggest selling points of my program is, and the people that buy my program is normally people that have already tried something with affiliate marketing or digital programs. Because most people, they never get further. They get to the point where they have to buy ClickFunnels. And then they stop. They never built the funnel. And then they try System.io, the free version, and that is confusing, and they can't connect a domain and a follow-up sequence and affiliate link. Do I have to put that in an email? How do I connect the link to the email? I don't know. And they never get further. So they never actually get to the point where they get to drive traffic to the business. So I just remove that for them. completely. Everything. I even pay for their ClickFunnels. So they only have to pay like $19 for Aweber. And that is like a huge selling point. And now we have grown and we have all of these 60 people behind the name Philip Johansen. And we have 7 weekly live calls now with some of the best affiliates in the industry that helps beginners, right? So they can jump on at any time, at any given day, right? And actually, hey man, I'm struggling with this. I can't get more than 1,000 views. Can you take a look at it? Yeah, sure. Then a qualified person actually take a look at it so they can move faster. So they don't wait a whole week for me. And then there's 400 and 500 people on a live call. There is a very little chance that they're going to speak to me, right? So I give them a better chance of actually succeeding with it. Because as you guys know, money loves speed. If you have to sit and wait for a week, you lose all momentum. And momentum is everything, right? You can't drop the ball. You have to keep pushing the ball.
Yeah, and that's a good
So that's
thing about it, that you show up for your students, you get me, and you also show up for yourself. You know, it's like an accountability for yourself. You being there on those goals, because we both have leadership programs in the past where it was hard to get a hold of the mentor, right? Or we had a call this week and then it got scheduled for next week because something always happened, right? And then we never mentor again.
he's sick, or he's sick four times in a row. Okay, that's nice, right? And then you can
Yeah.
just see the whole community just crumble.
Exactly. And then
They
nothing works
crumbles.
after that. Nobody's motivated, you know, and then they're like, why did I pay money, right? For this crap.
Exactly. That's not worth it. I'm out. Right. But if you over deliver, if you tell them they get 1 hour, right, and then you give them 14 hours, they'll be like, holy moly, this is nice. I never got this. And people are loving it inside the program because they say they have never gotten this much support. When they write into the email, they actually get a response. Right? If they ask a question in the community, there's actually somebody replying to them. Right? There's actually help, there's actually support, and there's actually mentorship, right? And when I remember you asking me, Brian, like what kind of also stood out from mine, I remember just like Andre said, when you bought something, the mentor was never present. And I promised myself and I promised my mom, I will never be that guy. That's the last thing. I will never be that guy that where literally people pay thousands of dollars to get your help and then they just disappear. The audacity, right? The audacity.
And it happens a lot, especially in this business. All the time. I've heard so many stories. And when you and Andre laugh about being sick and not showing up from another mentor, you know, I kind of know who you're talking about. Things travel, right? This industry, there's opportunity. It's huge, but it's a small industry. You saw us on TikTok. I see you all the time. We know who each other's talking about without saying names. So your reputation. So when you said what makes your program different, Phil, you said it's me. That is 100% true. It is you. And that's the same for everybody, no matter what business you're running. If you have your own program with 60 people on your team, your business is you. If you have your affiliate little solopreneur business where you're just creating content and sending people to funnels, your business is still you. So you better be prepared to show up and bring it and be you. So as you grow, things start to snowball. Let's take this a little bit beyond the beginner and try to bring a little bit of value for folks who are in that phase or see that phase in the near future. What sort of challenges come up that someone might not think about when you go from 200,000 to $1 million in a single month span? What things happen? What red flags or what landmines, I guess is a better word, should we watch out for having gone through it? What can you share?
So one of the biggest obstacles I had was, where do I find good people? Because everybody, what I see many people I've taught a few people how to create programs and how to be a coach and so on, and they never get very far because they want to do everything themselves. They want to be an expert in everything, right? They want to do the community. They want to write their own emails. They want to do their own coaching. They want to run their own ads. They want to do their own shout-outs on Instagram. They want to edit their own reels. They want to do everything. But you only have 24 hours in a day, right? But not if you add one person. Then you have 48 hours. And if you add one more, you have 72 hours, right? So my biggest challenge was simply to find A players, because that's what you want. You want A players, and you want them to be hungry as you are, right? You want them to work more hours. You want them to go all in. And what I learned from back in the plumbing days is you give people a carrot. So you kind of like dingle a carrot in front of them, right? So if they do a good job, they get rewarded. They get the carrot. And that makes people push. When I did plumbing and we did these constructions, if we finished the job before time, we got extra paid. Because then the guy could send us to a new construction site and make more money, right? So I did the same with my team. If you do this, if you do this, if you do this, you get X, Y, Z. And that's made people push, and that's what kind of grew. And it also took a lot of stress from me, because now I didn't have to do everything myself anymore. So if you want to scale, right, you need people to do it. You can't do it on your own. You need people around you, and you need good people around you if you want to go to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, getting a team, right? People, right? Because you could hire people and then they could be bad as well. I'm sure you already had some of those people where you had to like let them go or like switch them up. Exactly. And also, it's you're building a team because you're also delegating, right? So now not everything is on you. You're telling them what needs to get done, and then they get it done for you, and you're giving them incentives so they can accomplish everything that you want them to get done. So that's really great. Now, Philip, you talk about, making the funnels for them. You talk about doing the emails for them. You think that's something that people still have to learn after you actually do it for them? Are you teaching those things as well to your students?
Yes, so we have modules on how to build your own funnel and how to find it's not buy, Philip program, promote my program. That's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We have a full module that explains where to find high converting offers. It could be from anywhere. It could be some of the offers you're promoting. It could be some of the other programs that are kind of similar. It could be on ClickBank. It could be on Digistore. We have a full module inside. And then they just pick whatever program they want to promote, and we build the funnel for them around that product. But we also teach them how to build the funnel themselves, right? So we teach them copywriting. We teach them catchy headlines, what you should put on an opt-in page, what you should have on a thank you page, what you should say on the video, on the thank you video. We teach them all of that. We also have a full module on writing emails and how to leverage already a current email list if you got it, right? But to be honest, this industry, there is few people that want to take it very far, like want to go to the next level and make fuck you money, excuse my language. But then the majority simply just want to get out of their 9 to 5 and do it the easiest way.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And get out of debt and live more freedom, the freedom lifestyle. That's what they want. They don't care about copywriting. They don't care about funnels. They don't care about autoresponders. They just want to post simple videos on social media and then let the funnel do the work. And that's it, right? So not very many people go through those modules.
But that's what you've done with your program, is if you've given them the opportunity to bypass the stuff they don't want to do, yet still be successful, right?
Of course.
And you get them past the point of procrastination. You remove all excuses. Hey, listen, I can't create the content for you. Everything else is ready to go. So let me ask you this. When you have affiliates, you say there's people who just want to quit their 9 to 5. There's people who want to go out there and make the fuck you money, as you say. And then there's people who want to buy in to feel good about it, but don't want to get started. So what's the difference And you can even look at your affiliate program, the people who decide to promote your program. What's the difference between a top 1 or 5% affiliate with you and the other 95% or the other 20% or the bottom 20%? What are they doing differently?
They have an all-in mentality. And they will stop at nothing. And they actually, this is a keyword, they listen. They actually listen. Because a lot of people come into a program and they are so arrogant. They'll be like, I bought this program here half a year ago. That was not what we talked. He didn't teach it that way. No, motherfucker. But did it work for you? That's why you're here, isn't it? So listen to me. It works, right? But then they say, yeah, I'm going to work. And then the next Zoom call we have, they didn't listen. They didn't do it, right? But the top 1%, I tell them something, next day they have done it. Money, love, speed, right? The faster you have an idea, the faster you can put it out to the world, the faster you're going to make the money from it, right? It's that simple. Do not overthink it. Just take action and do it quickly, right? As fast as possible. So that's probably what separates the top 1% from the rest. It's how fast they take action and imperfect action. Because the first time you do it, it's going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
Just like riding a bike. The first time you get on it, you're going to fall. That's for sure. Right? And you're maybe going to scratch your knee and hurt yourself and bleed a little bit. But did you die from it? No, you didn't. Right? So you get back up again and back up again and back up again. And before you know it, you just hammer things out like there's no tomorrow. Right? So fail fast, fail forward. It's like a failure is you're not going to die from it. And that's also what stops a lot of people, because a lot of people are stuck in this little comfort bubble, right? Okay, I know how to make $3,000 a month. I post 1 time a day and I make this kind of story here. And I know that works for me. Yeah, and then they ask, Philip, how do I make more money? And then you probably have to make better content. You also need to do some Q&As in your stories, and then you also have to do like this, and you need to change this thing here over there. And then they don't want to do it because then it's a new thing again. And people are scared of new things, right? So yeah, man, to answer your question, that's probably it that separates the top 1%.
Yeah, I mean, what people have to realize is that you have to be coachable, right? If you join a coaching program, you have to listen to the mentor, right? Especially because you are actively doing what you're teaching. It's not like you're just talking out of your ass, because you're not, because you have gone through it and you have learned and you have been able to do the strategies that actually work. So people have to realize, you have to be coachable. You have to be able to listen and learn from the mentor that you invested in. Now, Philip, let's talk about the lifestyle now, right? You live in Dubai, man. That's incredible. Like, how was what do you do all day, basically, right? Instead of working, like what's the lifestyle like over there in? I'm just interested because I've seen your stories. And I'm like, one day I'll be there.
I mean, what can I say? You have to move to Dubai, man. That's what I'm gonna say, right? Do you know even why I moved to Dubai? Do you know that?
The reason why? No, I don't know why.
So when you hit a certain income in Denmark, right? Then they want 61% in tax. They want over half of your money. And I was like, you are not, I worked my ass off for this money. You are not taking over half of it, that's for sure. So that's one of the reasons we moved it to Dubai, because then it was 0 tax. Now it's 9% from the profit, right? They just changed it to 9% from profit.
Okay.
But that's way better than 61%.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, down here, man, in Dubai, like, you can buy anything, right? You can. There's so many Michelin restaurants here. There's so many fancy buildings and hotels and restaurants, and it's clean. There's not a cigarette butt on any street. One day I looked around for it, couldn't find anything. It's so clean. It's so safe. I could walk around with Rolex and Tiffany and Cartier and my girlfriend with a gold on at 5 a.m, right? We didn't have to look inside of alleys and stuff like that. It's super safe. Like, we don't lock the doors, we don't lock the cars, the windows are down, and we just leave the keys inside and walk in and get something to eat. It's like, man, it's paradise. The weather is nice, except in July. Then it's hot. Like, you are melting when you go outside, like melting. But you don't even have to leave your house, right? Because you can get everything delivered. They come and wash your car. They come and fill up your car with gas. They come with groceries. They come with water. They deliver anything. If you want medicine or whatever you want, massage or whatever, they come and clean your pool, and they come and water your plants. And this is life. I'm telling you.
There you go.
If
you just go on house arrest for July and just have everything come to you, and it's pretty manageable. Inside, it's a cool 68 degrees or whatever you keep your house at, so no problems there.
Exactly. It's super nice. And you know what? One of the best things is as well, everybody they want to make money. So what we talk about down here, money. What do you do? Oh, that's amazing. Can I get some of that? How can we help each other? How can we help make money? Stuff like that. Right? That's what on people's mind all the time. Money, 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 money. Back in Denmark, man, I couldn't even sit with my family and talk about money. They look at me and be like, the only thing you talk about is money, Philip. Yeah. I don't want to talk about I can't pay the fucking electricity bill. Right? That's not on my mind anymore. Right? Or whatever happened in the news. I don't fucking watch TV. It doesn't help me make money. The TV doesn't help me make money. I have no idea what's going on in the world. I could give a flying fuck. Excuse my language. And also my friends, they were talking about party, drugs, girls, all the time. Right? And I was sitting here, what reels should I make when I get home? Like, that's what I was thinking about, and how can I scale my business? And then I talk about with it my friends, and then they all said, "Calm down, Philip. Calm down. Don't tell me to fucking calm down."
It's amazing when you say you get yourself in a network. It doesn't have to be a formal network always, but you're in a network here of people in Dubai who are all focused on a similar goal. Whereas in Denmark, you were in a network of people who were probably more interested in bitching about the circumstances, and your life starts to mirror that. And to me, that's the benefit of buying into something, is the program, is the network that you get yourself into. Because before I started affiliate marketing, who did I know that was successful online? Nobody. So who did I talk to about affiliate marketing? Nobody. But then when I finally broke through and started to see success, and was still at the tail end of my 9 to 5, or it was actually more like a noon to 2 o'clock in the morning because it was the restaurant industry. But my fellow employees started asking me, and that's when I became the leader for them. Now they knew somebody who was making money online. Now they knew somebody in person who made it official. And when I finally, at the tail end of my restaurant industry, one of the dinner shifts saw a yellow Ferrari 451 pull up and a 25-year-old kid get out and sit in my section and wait on him. And then when he was done and he went to pay the meal, take note of the name on the credit card and go home at the end of the night and Google it to see who he was, and then realize it was Alex Becker that I just waited on. And he came and sat in my section again and again and again. And I talked to him and I modeled his success. And that was the thing that pushed me over the edge. I went from making some money, but having 2 jobs, to making more money than I used to make in a year. Just because it was like, even though he didn't sit me down and tell me everything to do, I modeled him, I studied him, and I did everything he did. I didn't do what he told me to do necessarily. I did what he was doing. I read between the lines and modeled him to a T. And within 11 months, I was making over $50,000 a month. When 11 months prior, I was still working 2 jobs, or working the restaurant job and the side hustle. That's what it takes. That's the difference maker. To get in front of the right people, connected to the right people, and model them and do what they tell you and go all in.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man. That's a good story, by the way. I like that, man.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
cool
crazy.
story.
I like to tell that. I don't tell it too often, but every now I bring it up, and I think, thank goodness, his girlfriend at the time liked me as a server because they requested my section every time they came in, and he tips very well. Alex Becker tips very well. So if you ever wait on him, take good care of him because you're going to make a lot of money. But it was what I needed at the time, and it makes all the difference in the world.
Exactly, man. Like sometimes you just need that little spark of inspiration, or sometimes it can be one thing somebody says that make it all click for you. Be like, I got it. I know what to do now. Right? It could be one sentence that changed everything for you. Right? And he probably told you something that was like,
I'll tell you exactly what it was too. By the second or third time that I waited on him, his date went to the bathroom, and I said, hey, I know we're getting to know each other a little bit. I've seen you on YouTube after Googling your name. I've been in affiliate marketing, but I can't crack the results that I want. I was making money, but I wanted the results that were going to change my life. And he said, you know what? It's all on YouTube. And I went home that night and thought about what he said. And I realized that YouTube was the answer at the time. This is 2016. I was like, that's it. YouTube is where he's building the audience, driving the traffic, building the know, like, and trust factor. Okay, so I need to go on YouTube. Where's he sending his traffic? Okay, he's sending this traffic to a nurture sequence that sells this. Okay, I need to build a nurture sequence that sells something. And that was it. And all he said to me was, you know what? It's all on YouTube. And that was everything I needed to hear.
And then you put the dots together yourself.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And that's the beauty of this industry. And as we kind of close down here and get towards the end, that's the beauty of this industry. It is frustrating. You might struggle for years, but when you put all the dots together, most likely from one person who just shifted a belief or a perspective, then success happens quickly. And that's why people get so pissed off when the gurus say it can happen fast, because it can happen fast. And it does happen fast. But you just got to figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. And people also look at me and be like, it's like, happen fast, it did, right? But they don't see all of the struggle, all of the sleeplessness before it became an overnight success. They don't see that, and they tend to forget that, right? Can people get results in 30 days? Yes, they can. And some of my students have made shit ton of money in 30 days, because in today's world, you need attention and you need something to sell. You need some knowledge to sell, right? That is probably the best way to make a shit ton of money, right? And in today's world, you are literally just one video away. If you put on one video on TikTok or one video on Instagram and it gets 1 million views and you gain 10 or 12,000 followers in a matter of a week, and the leads are flowing into a system that is proven to work, man, the money is going to come. And it's going to come very fast. Because when that video still is getting views, the next video you put out, the viral video boosts the other video, that then boosts the other video, that boosts the other video, that boosts the other video, right? So it can happen fast, as you say. But some people also struggle for 6 months before they figure out how to do it. Just like me. I failed for 6 months on TikTok and Instagram before I figured it out, right? But once you figured it out, you have a skill. You have a skill people can't take away from you. Just like real estate or crypto or stocks, people can take that away from you. And then you have nothing. But if you learn a skill, right, you can make money from it for the rest of your life if you have that skill. So if you ask yourself, is it worth to learn a skill for 6 months that can set yourself and your family free for the rest of your life? Is that worth 6 months of your time? The answer should be yes, right?
Yeah.
The answer should be yes.
Exactly. I mean, that's just it, right? Don't give up. Keep doing. Don't reinvent the wheel either, because all of this is proven to work. Well, Philip, I know we're getting close to the time now. We want to thank you for your time. I have seen you grow so much. I've seen you accomplish so many great things. So congratulations, man.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's been our absolute pleasure. I love the stories. I love your work ethic too. And I don't want that to get lost in all the excitement, because you did put the effort in. And when someone sees this or listens to this and made it to the end here, where do they go to learn more about what Phil's all about? Where's the best place to send them, Phil?
Instagram, Hustle Phil on Instagram with 2 L's. Hustle Phil. Go follow me.
Yeah. Well, we'll make sure we link up and connect people to you in the show notes or the description or wherever they're watching or listening to this episode.
Amazing. Cool guys. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Thank you. See you later, Phil. Thank you, everybody.
We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on the next episode of the Evolved Marketing Podcast.